Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to The Joy of Christmas, a collab with Melody Lane and I, where we post one video a week in the month of July on Saturdays at 6 p.m. using our joy. So don't miss out on Melody's video. Be sure after you watch mine to head over and see hers. Her links are in the description and give her a subscribe. Let her know you're enjoying her content. Today, we're making one of my favorite gifts. This is called friendship tea. Some people call it Russian friendship tea. Some people, I think there's some that's just called like hot tea. There's lots of different names for it. I'm going to put my recipe in the description below, the one that I use, and you're going to love it. Now, today we're going to be making these labels for these cute little jars, these tags that are perfect gifts for someone in your life, and we're going to be doing it using the joy. So let's get started.
So I have gone to Cricut Design Space and it is time to design. We're going to do a new project, and the first thing I like to do is come up here and get rid of this grid. If you click on the little square between the two zeros on the rulers, you can get rid of your grid. And then at the bottom, I like to change the color of the canvas because you guys struggle seeing it when it's white on screen. Oh, nope, I like that green color. I think it's softer on the eyes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First, I want, for my plastic jar, the one that has the plastic lid, I want to make a label to stick on the top. So I'm going to come over here to images, and I have in mind what I want. I want like a scallop circle. I'm going to type in circle label, and we're going to see what we get. I have a very specific look in mind, and I'm going to scroll through. This is what takes forever because I always spend all day looking at these things. And I know I've seen, look, there it is. There it is. This is the one I want. I'm going to click on this one. That was easy. And click insert. So I'm going to save time where I can save time in this video. So I know that's the one I want. Okay, so here's what I like about it. I like this little frilly edge. I think it'll add something to the project, but I don't want that background. So I'm going to head over here and I'm going to ungroup. Now I have a couple of options. If I think I ever might want that little background piece, I can come over here and just turn the eyeball off and it's gone. If I don't think I'll ever need it, I can always just delete it. But as it is now, the eyeball's turned off on both of these layers and I'm good. All right, so this is the one I want. I need to resize it. Now the top of my jar is right at 2 7/8. So I'm going to play it a little safe and I'm going to do this one about 2 1/2. It won't hurt. It'll sink in really well. The jar even has kind of a little lip on it, so I think it'll sink in there really good. So there it is. Now my issue is it's going to be small for me to work on. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom left and zoom in on my screen so I can see better. So something about like that. All right, now what I want to do is I want to do some drawing around the circle and then right in the middle. So let's go back to images. I think it'd be cute if I had like a little, maybe a little scallop in there. I don't know. Let's put in scallop circle and see what we get. Did I spell scallop right? Sometimes I have to double check myself. I think I did. Let's see. So this one's cute. This one's super cute, but it's really, really thin. See if I see something that just really gets me. I kind of like this one. It's kind of shallow. Let's use this one. So I'm going to insert that image, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So this is a layered image. It's not a layered image. It's got 2 lines. Do you see that? The first thing I want to do is I want to make this a drawing image. So I'm going to come up here to the top and click Pin, and that way it's a drawing image. Now I don't want this inside line, okay? So I'm going to contour that out. So I'm going to go to the bottom right, and I'm just going to click on that inner circle, and that will get rid of that line. So now I just have this. So I'm going to shrink this down. I'm not unlocking the proportions. It's important that you don't do that. Make sure you leave the proportions on. And then I'm going to bring it in here and just stretch it to where I want it. And I want it to go as close to that edge as I can get it. I don't want it to go over the edge, but remember, this is the Cricut. It's not like us. If we were trying to do it manually, we would slip, but the Cricut's not going to slip. It's going to go right where we tell it. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to, I'll leave that there for a second because I think I want to put another little something right in here. I may be overdoing it, but let's just see. I'm going to go to images and I'm going to see if I can find a circle that might have like a dotted edge or something. I put in scallop on this one. I might just need to put in circle, but let's just look for a second. Okay, let's go put in just circle and see what we get. Let's see. Sometimes, oh, look at this one. Hold on. Do you see that stitched edge? Let's try it. Let's insert that. And then let's see. Oh, it's a cut. Let's see if I can change it though. Let's pick draw. Oh, we might be onto something. Let's go to contour. Sometimes this works with images and sometimes it doesn't. Let's contour out this big circle. And let's see what it leaves us with. Look, guys, it's like a little stitch line. I love that. Okay, let's shrink this down. Let's bring it over. That's perfect. Love it. So now that I've got my little stitch line, my little scallop there, and my label, I want to center everything so it's just right. So I'm going to take my cursor to the top left and click and drag over everything. Or you can just come up here to the top and choose everything from the little button. But here, I'm going to come up here to align and do center, center. This is the one I call center, center. It's the center of everything. So we're going to do that. And when we do that, you notice how it moved everything into place? Very cool. All right, let's keep going. Let's put some font on here or some text. I'm going to put the title of this, and this is called Friendship Tea. Uh-oh, I hit my caps lock. Friendship Tea. Struggle bus, y'all. Okay, so this is too big, obviously, and the font is not something I want. That is not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to move this down here. And the reason I'm bringing it down here is because I want to show you when I click on font, the window drops way down, and I want to be able to see here, okay? Now, a couple things. My favorite thing that's ever happened on Cricut, literally, besides offset, my favorite thing is that now they have this option of only kerned fonts. Just a second I'm going to take to tell you, if you don't know what a kerned font is, this is a font that's already touching like it should be when it writes. Before we had to do that ourselves manually, and I love that this is an option now. So I'm going to leave this checked for only kerned fonts. Then I'm going to go to my filter, and I'm going to tell it to look up writing styles. I'm looking in all of my fonts. Notice I have it on all, but I only want to see the ones that have a writing style. So let's just jump in here and see what we can find. So I'm going to go back to the top and see what I really love. Now I want to put the title, and I also want to put the instructions for how to use this tea in this spot. So the title could probably be a script, and then I might want the instructions to be more font or something. Let's try this one and see what we get. I have to let that process. That's really cute, but I want to show you something. See how it looks nice and thick and everything? Let's go up here to where it says style, and we need to change that to write. Oh, it doesn't have a writing there for me, so I can't use that one. If I tried to use that one, it wouldn't do right. So we're going to go pick a different one because I want to be able to write. That's funny because it said, look, it says writing right here. Interesting. Wonder why it did that. I'm going to try it again. Maybe it's me. So I have it selected. It does not give me a writing option. That's strange. Okay, I'm going to find another font. No big deal. There's all kinds of fonts. This is kind of cute. Oh, I don't think I have this in my access. I think I have to pay for that one. Let's go back. I don't want to pay. All right. Keep going. I'll find a font. We'll get back together. Okay, so I found this one. It's called Alyssa Stencil Script. It's really cute. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put it into writing. And so, oh, look, it's one line. That's perfect. And see how everything is already lined up for me? That's that kerning feature, which we love. So I'm going to shrink this down a bit and bring this up here. And I want this to live kind of in the top. And it might be smart for me to make this 2 lines. So let me bring that T down underneath by just clicking in front of it and then hitting return. And now I want to make these all centered. So if I come up here to alignment and click center, it'll do that for me. So this way I can get a little bigger and fill in the space a little better. So let's do this. I'll show you something else which might be cute on this one. I also can come back up here to alignment and put everything to the right. I don't love that too much. Let's go back to the center. I may find something to stick on either side to kind of draw or something. So friendship tea. Now I want to put in the instructions for how to make the tea. So let's go back to text, and I'm going to type that in. For that, you want to mix 2 to 3 teaspoons. Ooh, it's big, but we'll get there. Teaspoons in a mug of hot water. And then stir, then adjust, mix to taste. Because not everybody likes it super sweet. Some people like it sweeter, so that's how I kind of say to do it. That's how I make it myself, so that's what we'll say. Now, let's shrink this down. It's way too big. Way, way, way too big. So what I'm going to do is come up here, because I can't really get to the corner because I have the screen so zoomed in. I'm just going to come up here and start dropping it down like this until I can get to it. And I can always just like, let me see if I can get to it now. Let's see, let's see. Oh, what did I do? There we go. I'm to it. Now let's come back over. Grab it, shrink it. Now, again, this font is really cute, but I'm afraid it's a little hard to read. when I make it too small. So I'm going to try to make this more of a straight up and down font. Plus I like to mix fonts. So let's see what this one looks like. I saw this one earlier and I thought it was super cute. See, that's kind of cute, isn't it? And I think they'll be easier to read when I have to make it smaller. So let's shrink this down and let's put it in here. Now, before I go too small, I'm going to adjust the height of this. So you know how I was like, I chose the breaks. If you understand, I chose like what goes where. Let's hit return in front of end. Let's back up that line. Let's take stir down. Do you see what I'm doing here? I hope you do. It may be a little confusing, but I'm just kind of adjusting to fill the space. And let's see if we take to taste at the bottom. See, this might make it fit better. See how that looks now? We just did a little play with the, see, and if I move, I can move water down and even get bigger. Let's try. So take water down, bring stir and adjust up. What does that look like? And then take mix down. Also, I want to say this to you. So many times when people watch these videos, they go, this is too much work. Here's the thing. It's not that much work because once you do it one time, you've got it. Like once I make this project, I can save it and come back to it as many times as I want it, and I don't have to do any of this work again. So for me, I don't mind spending a little time here to get it just like I want it. See, I want everything as full as I can get it without running over anything. So mix 2 to 3 teaspoons in a mug of hot water. Stir. Adjust, mix to taste. Makes sense to me. I feel like there might be a space somewhere I didn't mean to leave. And check that. Sometimes on this side, you'll find a space. There's not. We're good. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm super happy with that. All right, now what I want to do is play with color a little bit. So my markers are color. You know, I have like different color markers. So I'm going to click on this outside scallop circle. That one. Oh, wait, that's the stitch line. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. I'm going to click on this. Now, I'm going to head up to the top. Do you see where this has got this little square that's black? I want to change this color. I'm going to change it to very berry. I think that'll be cute to do that one in red. And then the stitch line, let's do it. I might do it in black. I don't know. Let's do it in green. And then we'll leave the text in black. I don't want light green. We'll do light green, but I may adjust that. But I just want to see what it looks like. Also, this is not the color of my paper I'm going to be using. It's similar, but it's not exact. I'm using the craft colored, what are they called? Smart labels? Yeah, smart labels from Cricut. So it'll be a little bit different. Okay. If I were to say go, if I said let's just make this, all of this is going to separate onto separate layers because I did not tell the Cricut to hold this where I put it. I sat it there, but I didn't say hold it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click and select everything, okay? And then we're going to come to the bottom and click attach. Now, everything I've done, the Cricut knows exactly where I want it to be. This is different than grouping. Grouping just holds everything together, but attaching says write this in this spot. You know, put this in this spot. So we're going to now make it. So I'm going to click make. Look, this is so important. Okay, check this out. This project is not supported by the current machine. It is, but I've got to resolve the issues. So I'm going to click OK. If you look right up here, you see I have this little yellow caution sign? I'm going to click it. And what it's telling me is this pen is not compatible with the selection. I need to go up here. I did not tell it a pen. Do you see this? I'm like, whatever. So we need to click on that, and I need to tell it black. And then I need to do the other one. See, I've still got another caution right there. I'm going to click on this and come up here and tell it black. It's just because I did not tell the Cricut what to use, so it didn't know what to do. Another thing, let's go ahead and save this so I don't have to redo it. I'm going to click save, and we're going to call this Friendship Tea label. And I have a Christmas Joy Projects collection. I'm going to stick it in there and say save. Okay, now we can make it. I kind of like the new little caution signs because the other day when I did this, it told me that and I was like, oh no, why does it not work? I couldn't figure it out. And then I saw the little caution signs. I was like, oh, this is great. I know exactly what the issue is. So it's super cool. All right, let me get ready to cut. So because I'm using the smart label, the printable smart label, I'm going to click this for smart materials because I don't have to put that on a mat and say done. And then look, everything is right here together. All I need to do is now load it. So I'm going to say continue, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let me get my Joy woken up. She's asleep. Okay, so the Joy is awake. You can see we're connected, and now I need to browse all materials. I'm going to be using this Smart Label writable paper. Now, I'm using, like I said, the craft colored one, but that's the one I'm using. Okay, so I need to put that in. And now look, it's telling me what to load, which is super cool, okay? Now, you may not have the Very Berry pen, but because I chose the color, I know whatever pen I have that's red, I need to load. Does that make sense? I think it does. And look, it even tells me what's coming up. How cool. All right, let me get the camera set so you can see what's happening.
You guys, I'm very sorry. I did not hit record on my phone, which is what I'm filming above with. So let me tell you what I've done. The screen told me to remove this blade and put in my red pen, and I did. I put my red pen in just like the black one is now, and it did the little scallop circle there. Then it told me to put my black pen in, and I did, and now it's doing the writing. So I'm so sorry you missed that step, but we've got more steps to come. But that's all I did. I also just loaded in my, what is this? The printable label. I just loaded that in as well. And this is what I was telling you about. It doesn't need a mat because it's a smart product. So it has its own mat, like a built-in mat. So I apologize. I'm so sorry. Also, these are the pens I'm using. I love this set of pens because it's so many colors. And so I'll make sure to link everything I'm using in the description below for you guys. But I love this set. It's not glitter. I do have some glitter ones too, but these I just think are really handy. All right, let's let it keep going. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you all the steps from here. Also, if I were making multiples of these, which I would, I'm only making this to show you guys because I would make a bunch of these, right? It would tell me, it would just do one at a time. So I'd put the red pen in and it would do all of the red that it had to do for all the labels. Then I'd put the black pen in, it'd do all the writing for all that. And then I'd put the green pen in and it would do this part. So you could make multiples at one time. You don't have to do one label at a time. Okay, the green is done and now I can put the blade in. And say go. Okay, so it is done. It's telling me I can unload. So I've got that unloaded. Now I'm going to peel this off of here so I can put it onto my jar and show you guys. I'm so excited. All right, so I got that. I got one or two little pieces that stayed in. Let's get that little guy off. Get that little guy off. Just like so. Okay, let's get our jar. Bring my jar over here. And I can decide how to line that up. This is so cute. Oh my goodness, look at this. I'm not great at lining things up. Let's see how I do. Look how precious that is. Don't you just love that? Then I'm just gonna add a ribbon and a tag, but look how cute. All right, let's make one for this guy. So I'm gonna go back to Cricut for that.
Now on the Cricut, I want you to see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this super easy. I don't wanna redo any of that work I just did. So here's the thing. I don't need this big, the big scallop label I have here. So the first thing I want to do is I'm trying to get my cursor back, the little circle went away. I want to detach everything, okay? And I'm going to just pick that outer label and turn it off because I don't need it. I don't want to get rid of it because I might want to come back and use it. Now what I'm going to do is this little guy right here, the outer one, that's not the outer one. Let me get the outer one. There it is. I want to duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to roll it over here to the side. And now what I'm going to do super easy is change this to a cut file. So that way I don't have to do anything else. I'm just changing it to a cut file and I'm going to turn it, let's turn it white. I think I have some white product. If I don't, we'll use the craft again, but let's see. I'm going to turn it white. And now what I want to do is bring it back over here. I want to put it underneath. I'm going to send it to the back. And I think I want to make it a little bit bigger. So let me stretch it a little bit because I want it to show. And now I'm just going to center everything. So grab everything and do that center deal. Perfect. That's perfect. Oh, I forgot about my font. I can't do center on my fonts. That's okay. I'll grab them and move them out of the way. All right, that one needs to go down. This one needs to go up. Perfect. Now, the only thing is, the size of my lid on the metal jar is a little different than the size of my lid on the plastic jar. So I need to adjust the size of this because I want this to stick inside of the lip of the jar. Okay, so let me measure that. Okay, so it's right at 2 inches. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna attach everything together before I forget to, and I'm gonna change the size 2 inches is too much. I'm going to go to like 1.78. I'll feel better about that. So let's go 1.78 and hit enter. Okay. Is that good? 1.78, 1.8? I think it'll do. So it's going to be a little smaller than my last one, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is say make it. I'm not saving this one because I could save it. I'm not going to save it because I could also save this as and have the second project, if that makes sense. Okay, sorting. I'm going to go real quick and see if I have any of the white vinyl. Okay, I have some, so we're going to use it. So I'm going to say the smart materials only and say done. And then I'm going to go continue because we're ready to go.
So here's my vinyl. Now I've used all of this to make labels for some other stuff I did. So I have this section I'm going to use up and I need to tell it the material. So it is I'm not using the paper, I'm using the writable vinyl. So I'm going to click this one this time and say done. And now I can load this in just like, oops, I'm not quite there. Give me a second. I get hung up on this edge. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to let that feed in and it's going to feed. Perfect. That's great. Okay, it made sure I had enough material. That's what it does, by the way, which I love. It makes sure I have enough material to do the project. Now, on the screen, it's telling me to load the Very Berry pen. I'm just going to go back. Oh, almost did it. I'm going to go back and load my red pen. Just like that. And I'm going to say go. Now it's telling me to load the black pen. So grab that little guy. And say go. Now it's asking for my green pen. So switch those out and say go. And now it wants the blade. Last step. Unload it. And I give it a second to dry, but it really doesn't need it. I've never had it smear on me, but I'm always kind of scared that it will. Also, this material is very, very sticky, right? Which is good because you want your labels to stick really well. So sometimes you may have to kind of help it a little bit to lift, but just be very careful when you do. See, I just got under there just a little bit. There we go. And let's pull that on off. Perfect. Then I'm going to put this little sticker. I'm going to try. I'm not good. Oh, I really could have made this bigger. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see if that's about center. Just lift up and look before I press it down. Feels pretty good. Look how cute that is. I could have gone a little bigger, but I really like that. And I really like putting the labels on rather than hanging the instructions on a tag, because this way it's always on the jar. If they lose the ribbon or the tag or they don't want to leave that on, they always have it on the jar. Let's make the tag and tie it up.
So before I go do my tag, I am going to save this. So I'm going to come up here to save, and I'm going to click Save As. And I'm going to save this portion. See how it's got the label 1? I'm just going to make sure that I tell this jar. So let's type jar beside that. That way I'll know it is the jar one and not the plastic lid one. And so I'll click Save. Okay, so we're ready to do our tag. I'm going to click Images. And I think I'm going to look for something that's kind of tea related. So let's put in teacup tag, maybe. We'll see what we get. I really don't want to have to design because I feel like I did a lot on that label. So I'm going to look for something that does the work for me. And keep go. Oh, look, tag, teacup. That's cute. Let's try that. It's not really a teacup. It's more of a mug, which is good because I say mug in the instructions. All right, let's bring this guy over. First, let's change the colors. So let's change the basic cut to red. So we'll use red paper for the basic cut. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, I see. Okay. So we'll go up here and we'll change that one to green. Now that was the right one because it cuts a hole. Now I get it. Okay. So I'll have green and red, and then let's put some font on it. Do I want green? I might want white because I think it might pop better. Let me see. The white, I could use the white and then use color. Yeah, I like the white better. And then I'll use a colored marker for what I'm going to write. So let's get some text and let's put, I'm just going to be easy. Merry Christmas, and then from Maymay. There we go. And now let's bring this down here. Let's center it. Let's get our font. Make sure we're using only writing styles or looking at ones with writing styles. And let's see which one I want to use. This is where I can be here all day. Okay, I kind of like this one. This one was a lot of fun. Let's look at it. See, I like that. Let's change that too. I guess I could do frillier, but isn't that kind of cute? Let's see how it fits. Oh, I can already see. Let's make Christmas. Let's do this kind of on 2 lines. Let's send Christmas down like that, and maybe do it all that way. Let's bring Maymay down and just stack it. And then I have more room up here. So let's go right here. Yeah, I think it needs to be frillier. Let's see what we can do with a more frilly font. So click on that font again and go look. Let's do this one. We did this one first. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so let's get that in there where you can see it. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's change that to green because I want it to be green. I love the green, by the way. It turned out really pretty. I don't remember the color. Let's just do this one. It'll be too bright, but for now. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to click on my tag right here and ungroup it, okay, because I need those to be separate pieces. Now, if I were to say go, it would give me 3 things. It would give me the pen on a separate mat, the white on a separate mat, and the red on a separate mat. What I need it to do is make sure it writes on the white. So I'm going to come over here to the layers area, and I'm going to click on the white layer, and then I'm going to hold down shift and click on the pen. That just selects those 2 layers because that's what I want. And now at the bottom, I can attach those together. Okay, so now when I come over here, you'll see that my writing is attached where I want it, and then this will be a separate layer. Won't that be cute? And then I can write, you know, in handwriting on the back of this tag. I think it'll be cute. Now, the only thing I didn't do, let me put that back. The only thing I didn't do is resize this to fit because this guy's pretty big, and I need to change him down in size. Let me see how big I want this tag. So I'm going to make it 2 1/4. So he's actually a little smaller than what I needed. So I'm going to go 2.25. So I can have him a little bit bigger, and I want to make 2 of them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, first I'm going to save it because I want to make more of these later. So I'm going to save this as T tag, and I'm going to save it to my Christmas Joy projects and say save. And then I'm going to make it. So say make. And now it's going to tell me that I need to get some papers. So let me do that. Okay, remember how I told you I want to do 2 of these? I'm going to click 2 up here and click apply. And now it will make 2, so I have 1 for each of the jars we're doing. Oh, perfect. It put it on the small mat. I went ahead and loaded my big mat just in case. All right, and now I'm going to say continue.
Now, I've told you before, I tell it glitter paper even if I'm not using glitter paper, and the reason is it will do an automatic double cut. It's just a thing I like, and then I don't have to remember to tell it to cut again. So I'm going to load this in, and I've already got my green marker in. So it's checking to make sure it has enough product there, enough paper, and it does. And so now I can just say go. When you're removing these on the mat, you want to kind of fold the mat, not too much because you don't want to snap it, but you want to kind of work the cardstock off the mat so it doesn't curl. So see how easy if you do it that way? So much better. And then we get our little delicate piece. It's so cute. So I got 2. Let's finish the cut. All right, so we're all cut and ready to go. So now we can assemble and decorate.
So this is me making my Russian tea, and all you do is mix all the ingredients from the recipe that are in the description into a big bowl and mix it up. Now, I made double the recipe because I wanted to see how many jars I could get out of it. And when you're mixing, just make sure you mix all the way to the bottom and get it really good and combined. It's still going to look a little separated, but it works just fine. It tastes delicious.
So the jars I chose are these little small jars. This is a ball jar and it has like a plastic lid. And then this is one that's actually a jam jar and it's cute because it's got little fruit on it. Any jar will do. You don't need a lot when you're giving this as a gift because you just use like teaspoons of it to make the drink. So I think these are cute. I'm gonna fill as many as I can. I feel I should mention my hands are so clean. They are waterlogged. I have washed them so much to do this. Wanted to make sure I had nice clean hands. I'm gonna put that lid on and then I'm gonna put this one. I'll come back because I'm gonna do the little fabric on this one. So we'll look at that one in a few minutes. Let me fill this guy. So with the double recipe, the recipe I'm putting in the description, with doubling that recipe, I was able to get 2 8-ounce jars and then 3 4-ounce jars. So I would need to do this again if I wanted to get 4 and 4. I need to do one more recipe. And just so you know, because I don't think I mentioned it earlier, when a person gets this, they only put like 2 to 3 teaspoons of this in tea. So this is a lot. It'll last them a long time. You really don't need to use those big jars, I don't think, because I think it would probably get a little stale before they actually finished it. So there you go. Let's decorate. So look, you can decide. I think this is cute either way with either polka dot, but I want to use a polka dot ribbon. So I'm going to flip it over and use this side so that my ribbon doesn't clash. So let's just glue these down. You could pop this up on foam if you wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I think I'm just going to run this around here and glue them to each other. These tags are going to be oversized. I like that. Some people may not, but I think it's cute. Just remember, you can size your tags to your project, and if you don't want them to be super large, I think these are going to be cute like this though. So mine are definitely oversized. All right, so I got that one done. Let's do this one. So I'm going to use 2 ribbons. Like I said, I'm going to use a red and white polka dot and a silver and white trim. And I'm just going to run these around like this. And I want to give myself plenty to tie a bow with. And I always give myself more than I need because I don't trust myself. All right, so let's start with the glass jar. So what I'm going to do is wrap this around first, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it on one side. And I'm not tying it on the lid. That way the lid can still come off. I'm actually going to make a knot here. Do I want to make, yeah, I'm going to make a knot because it's wiggling a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just do a loose knot. You don't have to make it super tight. Just do a little loose knot to hold this in place. So I'm going to tie a bow here, and then I think I'm going to baker's twine the tag on just to give a little just to give another texture, because I think that'll be super cute. So I'm just going to tie my bow, and I still didn't give myself enough ribbon. I'm still having to fight it. So if you're like me, tell me in the comments, are you a person that tries to skimp on ribbon? Because I do, and then I need it. I'm like, if you'd left enough ribbon. All right, let's pull some of this out. Pull this out a little bit. There we go. Tighten that up, and then I'm going to separate my ribbon so you can see them both, because they're a little wrapped up on each other. There we go. That's cute. All right, let's cut the little edges at an angle. This one. I'm telling y'all, these scissors for ribbon, they remind me of my grandma's scissors that I wasn't allowed to touch. They are so like that. They are so sharp. So watch your fingers when you're doing this, because they are sharp. Okay, there's that. Now, let's take some baker's twine. What color? I got enough red. Let's try something else. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bead threader, and I'm going to send it underneath that bow and out the other side. Okay, so there's that. Now I can pull my twine underneath and tie my tag on. Probably overkill, I don't know. I just think this will be cute, and I'll add another texture, right? So let's get our tag. Of course, you might want to sign your tag before you do this, because that way you have easy handhold to it. So let's tie that, and I'm going to make it a bow as well. And I'm going to twist it to the side because I think that'll be cute, and just kind of play around with this to get it like you want it. And that is my first one. Isn't that cute? Now I'm just going to do the same thing to the other one, and that's how I will give the gift. I think it's precious. I'll put them both in the thumbnail for you guys to see, but rather than film me doing all that again, we'll do it that way. But look, the recipe's on the top, or not the recipe, but the instructions are on the top. That would be cute too, to put the recipe on the back of the tag. So if they wanted to make it for somebody else, that would be a cute idea too. The possibility possibilities are endless. So I will do this one, and I'll make sure I have them both in the thumbnail for you to see them. And that is another Joy video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the collab that I'm doing with Melody. If you haven't watched her videos, please be sure, I'll put a link to her channel below and to her Joy videos. Go watch her videos as well. Melody is Cricut dog. Like, she knows all things Cricut. You are missing out if you don't go watch her videos. So do that. Give us both a subscribe and a thumbs up. And we thank you so much for being here today. Until next time. Bye now.